We'll stick in with the Mama Mondays theme. Our next guest is a mom who is on a mission to help us all become change makers and the best version of ourselves. Welcome, Danaya Wilson. Good morning to you.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, let's talk about this because you have quite the story. You became a CEO in a male-dominated industry, mind you, and tell us a little bit about that and what that was like.
Yeah, so I founded Better Certify in hazardous materials. So think asbestos, lead, mold, everything that you don't want. We teach people either how to remove it or to test for it. And the industry that I work in is predominantly male. It is heavily regulated and typically pretty antiquated. So I had to come in as a woman with a fresh idea, and instead of just trying to fit myself into the system, I decided I'm going to change it and I'm going to rebuild it. And that's what I'm here and wrote the book for, to talk about how I need more change makers that are willing to do that and change these systems that really weren't built for us.
Good for you. And it sounds like you thrived in that position.
Yeah, I mean, I survived.
You survived. Well, you're all about empowering women, as you just told us, and especially influencing them to become the best version of themselves. What is the first step someone should take to achieve this?
Yeah, the first step definitely is identifying what's not working.
Okay.
Because a lot of that just bringing awareness to what's not working, and sometimes what's not working is not necessarily personal. It might be the culture, the systems around us. And in order to be able to inflect change, to be a change maker, you need to know and be laser focused, even if it's uncomfortable, on what systems and how they need to change.
Okay, so change is the first one, and don't be afraid to make that change, right?
Yes.
Even if it feels like, I don't know that I could do it. Now, motherhood is one of the most rewarding things, but this can add an extra challenge when you're trying to advance in your career. Now, as a mom, I know that firsthand, but speak more on that.
Yes, being a mother has been by far the greatest joy that I've ever had, but it definitely is a test to my capacity as a leader. I do genuinely believe that being a mother has made me a better leader, and I know a lot of women who can say the same. We're used to running our households. We're used to dealing with the guilt, the exhaustion, you know, how do we get on camera after our child has been up all night, you know? So we are very good at doing all of these things, but I think that when you're trying to grow in your career, you have to show up less than perfect. And if you don't have that culture, that organizational culture, that society that's going to support that, it ends up being really hard. And a lot of times women will just pull away.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. It's something we all go through as women. Why do you think it's so important for women to work on their confidence throughout life? This is a big one, and it happens to all of us.
Yes. The biggest thing is that we're constantly evolving. And unfortunately, or maybe fortunately, we are given things that are thrown to us on a regular basis, like a new baby, yay, you know, or caring for aging parents, or a dog might be sick. And essentially, if we're not working at on our confidence during the times where it gets really hard, then we almost feel like we're taking it back. Because not because we're doing less, but just because life is harder and heavier. And so we need to be constantly working on how do we show up, be honest, be vulnerable, and grow our confidence even when it's hard.
Even when it's hard. Now, tell us about your book and why it means so much to you.
Oh man, so Changemakers Wanted was written for my daughter. It's a love letter to the world I hope she inherits someday. It is really this guidebook as well as worksheets to be able to help women and men who want to see a better future and know, and maybe they're confused about where to start. This book definitely tells them how to start and where to go from here in order to create a better world.
I love it. What can we learn from this book? In your opinion, like what is the takeaway you hope everybody gets?
Oh, the biggest takeaway is that unless our systems change, we're not going to be able to see a lot of women sitting at the tables making decisions. We need to inject flexibility, and we need to address the childcare crisis to be able to make a big difference.
Yeah, those are two very valid points. So thank you so much for bringing such an interesting conversation to the show, and congrats on the book. I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, and we'll be at the Tattered cover on June 7th, so I'd love to see all of the viewers there. We're going to be talking about how to start this movement that I call this Rise Up movement, and you can get a copy of the book there.
I love it. June the 7th. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you.
Okay, everybody, you can actually meet Danaya on her final stop of her book tour on June the 7th at the Tattered cover on Colfax. Get those tickets now at changemakerswanted.com. Her book is also available wherever books are sold.